take a look at these two pairs of Hermès shoes. Aren't they basically the same as these, but they just added the Kelly buckles? If you don't care about the Hermès journey, or you just want a pair of Hermès quality shoes that are more low-key, not as loud, and more reasonably priced, I wouldn't say cheap, but more reasonably priced, I think it's worth checking them out. Hello, welcome back to Tea Time in Paris. If you've been following me for a while now, you would know that I love designer brands such as Hermès and Chanel, but I also love finding under-the-radar brands that offer equivalent quality and style, but for better value. So for example, last year I made a video about Maison Michel. They're the hat maker for Chanel. They're under the Métier d'Art collection of ateliers, but turns out they also have their own brand, and they have a boutique right across the street from Chanel's Rue Cambon flagship store in Paris. You can get their hats directly from them for about half the price of Chanel, if not less. They are equally well-designed and very, very chic. They may not scream Chanel and have the Chanel logo on it, but they're basically from the same place. And today I want to talk to you about Hermès shoes. And like many Hermès customers, there are certain shoe styles that I try to look for every time I go shopping at the boutique. So on one of my recent trips to Paris, I was trying to locate these very lovely derbies with the Kelly buckles. As usual, I couldn't find them as they were all sold out, but I found these strikingly similar derbies at another brand which I've heard of, but never shopped at before. So the feel and quality were almost identical except for the Kelly buckles, and they're roughly half the price of the Hermès derbies. So I chatted with the SA about the brand, and it turns out that there's absolutely no coincidence in the design similarities. Pier Hardy is the designer behind Hermès shoes. So Pier Hardy is a luxury shoe designer, and he has been one all his life. In the earlier parts of his career, he worked for Dior, where he designed shoes for them. And he joined Hermès in the 1990s, designing shoes for women and men while at Hermès. So the Oran sandals are one of his creations while he was there. In 2001, Hermès added jewelry to his line of responsibilities, and he's been the creative director at Hermès for over 20 years. So the namesake brand, Pier Hardy, was founded in 1999. Many of their styles, I would say, are more contemporary and edgy than Hermès, especially the use of geometric shapes and colorways. But some of their classic styles are basically Hermès carbon copies, but without the Hermès logos or other identifying features. If you go and feel these shoes in person, the quality is very similar, I would say at par with Hermès shoes. Take a look at these two pairs of Hermès shoes. Aren't they basically the same as these, but they just added the Kelly buckles? If you don't care about the Hermès journey, or you just want a pair of Hermès quality shoes that are more low-key, not as loud, and more reasonably priced, I wouldn't say cheap, but more reasonably priced, I think it's worth checking them out. So these golf derbies, I bought these a few months ago during my trip to Paris. I think these are no longer available on the website, but maybe there are some department stores that still have them. I love the quality and the classic and elegant designs. I had a much cheaper pair of derbies from Sam Edelman, but after I got these, they just can't compare. These just look way more elegant and refined. The only thing I don't like though is that, similar to Hermès shoes, they are very hard and very rigid. They are very sturdy and can withstand a harsh winter weather in New York, or even in torrential downpour. I wouldn't worry about wearing them, but they are kind of uncomfortable to wear because they're so kind of rigid and hard. That's why I added these soft heel paddings to make them a little bit less hard on my feet, but still they are not the most comfortable shoes. I have similar experience with Hermès shoes. They just always hurt my feet, but they are very high quality and durable. And these are basically the same. They are very high quality shoes, very well made, very well designed, but they're just not the most comfortable shoes to wear. The time it takes to break them in is pretty significant. But again, that's kind of just like Hermès shoes. Now, the second pair of shoes I got from Pier Hardy are these Noto loafers. So these were an impulse purchase, I'll admit, but once you felt the material, you wouldn't be able to put them down. They're made of kangaroo leather. I had never tried on shoes made of kangaroo leather before, and these feel sublime. So unlike the derbies, my feet feel like they are in their own skin, and I can literally walk in these the whole day without feeling a thing. So I didn't need to break them in at all. It was basically just from day one super comfortable. I also like that they are not too delicate. They're meant to be spring shoes, so they can withstand a little bit of rain, so you don't have to worry about kind of not wearing them when it's a little bit wet outside. But I wouldn't wear them in a downpour, for example. So you can just feel the quality and the simple elegance in the design. Hermès doesn't even have anything similar to this, and they definitely have nothing this comfortable. So I highly recommend these loafers. Again, they're called Noto loafers. They also come in a few other colors: white, camel, light blue, and all of them are beautiful, though I think each one has a very different character and vibe. In their latest collection, they also made these Mary Jane style shoes in the kangaroo leather. So they are the exact same materials as my loafers, but they are slightly cuter. It also comes in white, and the white is made of a grain calfskin instead of kangaroo leather, in case you find it a little bit weird to wear kangaroo leather on your feet. But I think both versions are equally beautiful. The white would be absolutely perfect for the summer. I also forgot to mention that if you do get one of these, I would recommend trying them on without any socks or very thin kind of dress socks. Actually, when I was trying them on at the boutique, the essay actually recommended not wearing any socks at all, just try them nude. She said that's how Pier Hardy wears these shoes as well, because the kangaroo skin is really soft, so you really want to feel the leather kind of just mold around your feet. Trust me, they just really feel divine. So you really want to just experience that and see how they feel on you. And if you like me, and you don't like kind of wearing shoes without socks on, because I don't like how my feet tends to kind of sweat after a while, so I got these kind of half socks from Amazon. So they are, I forgot what they're called. I'll try to link them in the description section of the video, but they have been kind of lifesavers. So basically they just cover the toe area of your feet, and they won't show at all because it's just a string kind of at the back, and they're very comfortable to wear, and they just give you the coverage you need, especially for shoes like this where you want to appear like you're not wearing any socks, but they just make you a little bit more comfortable. And these are also great for wearing Chanel sling bags and ballerinas as well. I love these kinds of shoes for spring or the transitional season because they're lightweight enough, but they still cover your feet when the weather is still not super warm outside, but we're kind of coming out of the winter and we want to get rid of the snow boots or kind of chunky shoes, but they still provide us with the warmth and the coverage that we need while the weather isn't nice enough to fully embrace the ballerinas and the sandals. So while I was at the store, I also tried on some of their handbags, and I was actually surprisingly pleased with how they looked on me. They just have a distinctly high fashion vibe. So unlike many of the premium handbag brands out there, there's a very strong design element that's very edgy and contemporary. I really like the fresh take on design on these bags. They're not trying to copy some of the more popular bags out there in the market. They're just being very themselves. They were roughly retailing around 1,000 euros when I was there, so not super pricey, but I wouldn't call them cheap either. They are, I would say, reasonably priced. So I would encourage you guys to check them out. And if you live near a city that has a Pier Hardy boutique, I would recommend you to go into the store and just touch the shoes and try on the handbags. It really gives you a very good idea of how well made a pair of shoes are and how comfortable or how durable the material is. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any experience with Pier Hardy shoes, and let me know if you have any questions at all. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.